Well, this discussion of the FDA brings me to Mark Pykett, and I wanted you to tell us you're living this right now as you're bringing an imaging agent through the paces of an FDA NDA, and I just would like to hear your thoughts on the role of innovation in advancing health care and whether there's right alignment in the best interest of patients between companies like yours and the FDA. So your thoughts on that, please.
Sure. Thank you, Michael. Yes, we are bringing a drug forward through FDA review right now for cancer detection. I've had the opportunity of working in a number of companies during the course of my career in innovative areas where we have focused on bringing across a variety of therapeutic areas important drugs forward. I'll echo what Steve said, which is that innovation and safety are not mutually exclusive. In fact, they're probably two sides of the same coin. As we bring them closer and closer together, I think that it's important to recognize that innovation can play an important role in advancing patient safety. Larry mentioned targeted therapeutics, precision diagnostics, personal medicine. If I were to put one stake in the ground today, something I believe passionately in, it's that diagnostics are often overlooked as a component of the patient treatment paradigm. And they, in fact, are the gateway to realizing a number of key objectives in healthcare that have been set out by physicians and by regulatory authorities, increasing access, decreasing costs, and improving quality, part of which is being mindful of safety. As we look forward to the frontiers of medicine, I think there's going to be more and more integration between diagnostics and therapeutics. We're going to be able to innovate that model and also to innovate the agents and drugs that are used conjunctively together to be able to identify the right patients who will benefit from the right therapy at the right time. This will help streamline drug development, of course, because we'll be able to understand which patients to include in our drug development trials. That will help with regulatory processes. But ultimately, it will provide safer medications to patients because patients who don't benefit from these medications will not be given them. Patients who do benefit from these medications will have superior overall responses as a population. And so there's, I think, an important shift as we think about the deployment of therapeutics in innovative settings that relies on diagnostics coming together. We at Neoprobe have focused on that element of precision diagnostics because we think it is a real frontier in bringing forward new agents that can help with overall healthcare efficiency, with the value that's created, the treatment that's provided to patients to make it safer, but also to provide safe and effective medications to patients. I think that part of this then also bridges to something that you mentioned, Michael, which has to do with the delivery of drugs to the developing world, and which Larry touched on. The costs are high. Clearly, we need better avenues to be able to deploy medications, therapeutics, and diagnostics to the developing world. The costs are very high. There's a lot of time. There are risks. No drug is 100% safe. But I think we have to ask ourselves the question, what is the cost of innovation versus what is the cost of not innovating? I think if we took a poll around here, if we asked everybody how many people were satisfied, completely satisfied with the status of healthcare today, we'd find that there's ample room for improvement. So when we think about how we reduce that to practice, then it requires some modicum of risk-taking. It requires a large level of investment. It requires an understanding and a communication to the constituents, the stakeholders, the public, that these things are not without risk. That being innovative is part and parcel with that is taking chances, but calculated chances in good drug development models, I think, is an important way of delivering on that promise.